Because I know majority of these rappers. Yeah. I know what be going on behind the scenes. I know who not really in control. You know what I mean? I know the real. You know, a lot of times people be blinded by what they see in these videos.
Because Diddy is so hated by 50 Cent that apparently a decade ago, 50 Cent just started gathering information on Diddy. As much as he could find. And he started working on a documentary series on how bad Diddy is.
I'm gonna get off the phone right now, and I am gonna let you professionals look at the situation and come back to me with a solution. No matter what, no matter what nobody said. Let's just, here and there, y'all are not working together the right way. We're losing. We have to find somebody that'll work with us that has dealt in the dirtiest of dirty business.
I've heard the whispers for years that Diddy never let a moment go unrecorded. That somewhere in some vault hard drives exist that could burn the whole industry down. That one day the wrong person would walk into the wrong room and everything would change. Now take that and line it up with what's unfolding right now in real time. A once untouchable mogul who built an empire on silence is suddenly sounding cornered. And a Houston legend named Lil Flip is sitting back calm, confirming what the streets already knew. Because here's the part the industry desperately does not want discussed openly. The same artists who sold you dreams about loyalty are terrified of what 50 Cent is sitting on. The ones performing confidence right now are the exact ones who showed up to too many of those parties. Diddy didn't just throw events. He engineered environments designed to capture everyone inside them. Rooms stacked with celebrities, alcohol, cameras, and agreements nobody signed but everybody honored. And now that the walls are closing in, the question isn't just about Diddy anymore. The real question 50's documentary is forcing the culture to ask is simple but devastating. Who else inside those rooms walked away holding copies of what happened? Because footage doesn't disappear, it just waits for the right moment to surface. Lil Flip isn't panicking, and that alone tells you everything you need to understand. The artists who never sold their integrity to that lifestyle don't have anything to run from, but watch closely who's suddenly gone quiet, because silence right now is its own kind of confession.
The biggest bombshells from the new 4-part Diddy docu-series that just dropped on Netflix.
She would have me put the baby oil on. She took the bottle and said, no, that's not enough.
One, Diddy's freak-offs allegedly had a connection to both Tupac and Biggie. It's claimed Diddy wouldn't allow Tupac's music to be played during them. And this, according to an escort who says he was paid $6 grand for 2 days of
Come on, the party has begun. Happy Biggie Day. Let's go.
Every March 9th, the day Biggie got they would fly me to wherever they were. I would hang out, drink, and party with them for 3-4 days while I don't know if that was his release for that day or whatever, but they always called me on March 9th.
Of course, many allege Diddy had a role in the killings, the doc revealing never-before broadcast footage from the moments just before the drive-by shooting of Biggie.
This is where the story stops being gossip and starts becoming something much darker. People have whispered for years that Diddy didn't just build an empire, he built a system of control. A machine designed to keep everyone around him indebted, compromised, and permanently silenced. The same man who rose to power off Biggie's legacy allegedly mastered the art of collecting leverage. Not just money, not just favors, but actual recorded proof of what happened behind closed doors. And according to those who moved in those circles, that's exactly how he stayed untouchable for so long. Because when you owe someone silence, you don't just owe them loyalty, you owe them your freedom. Everyone who stepped inside those rooms walked out carrying something they could never talk about publicly. And that unspoken agreement held the entire industry together like a contract nobody ever signed. Then came 2024 and everything that was buried started rising back to the surface fast. Federal raids seized electronics, hard drives pulled from properties, and lawsuits arriving from every direction. Suddenly the empire that looked indestructible from the outside began showing every crack underneath. And right in the middle of all that chaos, 50 Cent steps forward hinting he has seen things. Not rumors, not secondhand stories, but actual footage the public was never supposed to access. That single claim changed the entire energy around everything Diddy built, and everyone connected to it. Now go back and watch that conference room footage of Diddy with completely fresh eyes. That is not a confident mogul speaking. That is a man realizing his own weapons are aimed at him. The same cameras he used to control everyone else may be the exact reason he cannot sleep tonight.
Get off the phone right now, and I am going to let you professionals look at the situation and come back to me with a solution. No matter what, no matter what nobody said. Let's just here and there, y'all are not working together the right way.
And here is where the real irony of this entire situation hits differently than anything else. Artists like Lil Flip have been speaking about this exact industry playbook for years without anyone listening. Powerful figures inviting young rappers into exclusive spaces, making them feel chosen, then quietly keeping the receipts. The setup was always the same pattern repeated across decades inside the music business. You get invited into a room that feels like opportunity, cameras rolling, drinks flowing, everyone smiling for the moment. But what you don't realize until much later is that the footage was never about memories, it was about control. So when 50 Cent announces a documentary and Lil Flip responds like none of this surprises him, pay attention. That calm reaction from Flip isn't performance. It's the response of someone who saw this machinery up close. A man who watched the industry operate this way and made a deliberate choice to stay outside of it. Because this no longer feels like a simple beef between rappers or a publicity move from 50 Cent. This feels like the moment the entire hidden infrastructure of the music industry is being dragged into the light. The rumors that circulated for 20 years are finally meeting the receipts that were always sitting somewhere waiting. Every artist who laughed off these stories publicly was privately calculating exactly how close they stood to the fire. And the ones nodding along with 50 right now are the ones who never had anything to hide in the first place. That distinction between who's speaking freely and who's gone silent is telling you everything the documentary hasn't even shown yet.
About how you was one of the few rappers that never sold their soul. What made you say that?
Because I know majority of these rappers. Yeah. I know what be going on behind the scenes. I know who not really in control. You know what I mean? I know the real. You know, a lot of times people be blinded by what they see in these videos and on TV, but I just know. I know what I know, man. You know what I mean? It's a lot of people that ain't being righteous and they ain't keeping it infinity, because keeping it 100 ain't enough. That's a limit. You go, for me, you gotta keep it infinity. So it's just a lot of people, man, that's just, you know, selling their soul and selling themselves short and distracted with the wrong things. So, you know, it is what it is, man. This industry is a very evil industry, you know what I mean? Like, it's very evil, man. So you gotta really surround yourself with people that think like you or bigger than you. So it's a nice amount of, I ain't gonna even say nice, there's a lot of rappers that sold their soul, and you know, they let money dictate everything they do. They value money more than they value humans. I ain't participating in no bullshit. If it ain't righteous, I don't want to be a part of it, man. I'm not gonna snake my people, and I ain't gonna snake my people, and I can't sell my people out, and I ain't gonna sell myself out. Fame ain't that important, man, for me to just do it.
Let's be completely honest about something that gets overlooked in every one of these industry conversations. In 2024 and 2025, every rapper has some version of the industry as corrupt and dangerous story ready to tell. But the difference with Lil Flip is that everything surrounding his perspective actually holds up under scrutiny. This is someone who was already wealthy and moving platinum units before social media even existed as a tool. He built his name through Houston screw tapes, relentless mixtape grinding, and a hand-to-hand street-level hustle. No industry machine launched him. He came up independently, which means nobody owns a piece of his silence. So when Flip sits down calmly and draws a clear line between artists who sold out and those who never did, it lands differently. He's not a struggling rapper chasing relevance by attaching himself to a trending scandal for attention. He's a man with an already established legacy, explaining precisely why his mind is still intact after all these years. While bigger names with more streams and more awards are quietly avoiding cameras and praying nothing surfaces, Flip is unbothered. That contrast alone should be making people ask serious questions about who really paid what price for their success. Because the artists who made the right choices back then don't have to monitor what footage might drop tomorrow. Houston's music culture has always operated by a different code than New York or Los Angeles industry politics. The screw and chop era built loyalty through community, not through executive relationships or label dinner tables. And that foundation is a large part of why certain Houston artists are standing upright while others are scrambling right now.
Really out here selling their soul for success. That's a real thing.
For sure. Yeah. Behind the scenes selling their soul or snaking somebody who deserves opportunity. you know?
Have you ever been approached to do anything out of pocket?
I've been approached to have somebody come to my house and pray. And yeah, like, hey man, this guy, yeah, he's like he gets spirits out, and you know, he wants to come and pray. I'm like, nah, I'm cool. I want to continue to pray the way I've been praying. I don't know who he believe in and what he believe in, but he can't come in my house. So, yeah, peace. I kept God in what I got going on. I kept God. I keep God in what I got going on. I don't love money. I talk for myself. I come from a family that programmed me and trained me to be out in this world and out in the streets and knowing how to maneuver. So you can't lure me with no money or nothing like that. Like, meaning like, if I don't want to do the deal, I ain't gonna do the deal. The difference between me and a lot of artists is I started doing music for God. My grandmother played the piano. I was in the church. I sung in the choir. I played the drums, played the piano, sung in the choir for God, went to different churches and sung here and there, right? For God, doing music in the studios, making gospel music, making hip hop. But I started off doing music for God. So I'm not gonna let money dictate every move I make when it comes to music. It's a blessing for me to be able to create. The money is gonna come. So I just pride myself in treating people right, and relationships outlast money. So you treat people right and you move the correct way, you'll have longevity. So for any artist or anybody that's a hater or just a fan or whatever you are, if you feel like some of your favorite artists fell off, sometimes you gotta just go take a trip down there and link up with them and see how they living. Cause I can speak for the artists that's in Texas. We still getting money, we still working, we still touring. We not broadcasting everything we do, but
We're not broadcasting everything we do. But pay close attention to the specific way Lil Flip discusses these industry experiences when he opens up. Not like someone telling a ghost story for shock value or clout, but like a man recounting a business meeting he walked out of. People showed up with offers that sounded like opportunities, but carried conditions that had nothing to do with music. He has described conversations happening directly at his home that felt spiritually wrong from the moment they started. Proposals dressed up as blessings that any discerning person could immediately recognize as carefully constructed traps. And artists who were fan favorites one year and completely gone the next simply because they refused to cross a certain line. In the world Flip operates from, disappearing from the charts does not automatically mean your career failed. Sometimes falling off mainstream radar is actually the consequence of refusing a specific room, ritual, or agreement. And according to him, plenty of artists are winning in real life precisely because they said no to the wrong people. This is exactly the context that makes his reaction to 50 Cent's documentary so composed and unsurprising. From Flip's perspective, none of what is being exposed represents new information or a sudden shocking revelation. He watched the system operate for decades and made a deliberate choice to build his legacy completely outside of it. So when 50 Cent starts teasing footage and documents that point directly at how this industry machinery functioned, Flip simply nods. Because to him, this entire moment is not a scandal. It is an overdue invoice finally being delivered to the right addresses. Every artist who said yes to what he walked away from is now watching that.
One comment you made that stood out to me was when you said that 99% of the rappers in the industry is fake.
yeah, when it comes to artists, yeah, but the people that I've encountered, see, I can't speak on the people that I haven't met. So when I said that, I'm speaking on 99% of the artists that I've met. They've done funny and, you know, said they was gonna do this and didn't do that, and then God will put them like right around me, like, you know what I mean? And instead of me being like bitter because somebody promised me, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this for you, I just be like, all right, I just put you in my book as a liar. You know what I mean? Because there's people that'll see you in public. I call it Hollywood talk. Hey, what's up, bro, man? I'm a fan of your music, man. We got to do something, man. Here, take my number. Do you take their number? They don't answer. You know what I mean? They don't answer, but they might do an interview and be like, yeah, Flip, one of my favorite rappers. But then they don't answer their phone. And then when they see you again, it's like they seen the ghost. Hey man, take my number, man. I know we supposed to do something. It's cool. You offered the verse. I didn't ask you for the verse. You know what I mean? So it's cool, man. People promise you all kind of shit in this industry. You know what I'm saying? Like, and don't deliver. But I'm a solo artist. So I gotta depend on me. Everything everybody told me not to do worked for me. So whether a person keep their word about rapping or singing on the song, it's not gonna stop me from getting where I need to go. Cause I'm gonna go put the work in, and I put the work in already.
Yeah, you also mentioned that, you helped a lot of rappers, and once they got on, they went Hollywood on you.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's one that went super Hollywood, man. I'm like, damn, bro, you really changed like that, bro. But like I say, man, I was prepared for it, man. I don't be surprised by nothing I see no more in this. So I just take that this face value, man. It is what it is, man.
Yeah, that money shows your true character, man.
Yep, man, I'm gonna be the same whether I got it or I don't got it. It don't make me.
Real talk. How you feel about the people that say the Houston rap scene fell off? From your point of view, what happened?
I can't speak on what happened with anybody else's life. I kept doing music.
No, in general.
No, but
the Houston music scene.
No, but what I'm saying, I can't speak on what happened, meaning like I don't know what other people was doing in their life, or whether you want to say the momentum to slow down or whatever. Everybody got their own different situations. Some people left labels, some people.
There was one comment you made that stood out to me. It was when you said that 99% of the rappers in the industry is fake. Yeah, when it comes to artists, yeah, but the people that I've encountered, see, I can't speak on the people that I haven't met. So when I said that, I'm speaking on 99% of the artists that I've met. They've done stuff, they've done funny stuff, and said they was going to do this and didn't do that. And then God will put them right around me, you know what I mean. And instead of me being like bitter cause somebody promised me, oh yeah, I'm going to do this for you, I just be like, all right, I'll just put you in my book as a liar. You know what I mean? Cause there's people that will see you in public. I call it Hollywood talk. Hey, what's up, bro, man? I'm a fan of your music, man. We got to do something, man. Here, take my number. Then you take their number. They don't answer, you know what I mean. They don't answer, but they might do an interview and be like, yeah, Flip, one of my favorite rappers. But then they don't answer their phone, and then when they see you again, it's like they seen a ghost. Hey man, take my number, man. I know we supposed to do something. It's cool, you offered the verse. I didn't ask you for the verse, you know what I mean. So it's cool, man. People promise you all kind of stuff in this industry. You know what I'm saying, like, and don't deliver. But I'm a solo artist, so I got to depend on me. Everything everybody told me not to do worked for me. So whether a person keeps their word about rapping or singing on a song, it's not going to stop me from getting where I need to go. Cause I'm going to go put the work in, and I put the work in already. Yeah, you also mentioned that you helped a lot of rappers, and once they got on, they went Hollywood on you. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's one that went super Hollywood, man. I'm like, damn, bro, you really changed like that, bro. But like I say, man, I was prepared for it. I don't be surprised by nothing I see no more in this, so I just take that stuff as face value, man. It is what it is. Yeah, that money shows your true character, man. Yep, and I'm going to be the same whether I got it or I don't got it. It don't make me, real talk. How you feel about the people that say the Houston rap scene fell off? From your point of view, what happened? I can't speak on what happened with anybody else's life. I kept doing music. No, in general. No, but the Houston music scene, what I'm saying is I can't speak on what happened, meaning I don't know what other people was doing in their life, or whether you want to say the momentum has slowed down or whatever. Everybody got their own different situations. Some people left labels, some people